because I'm going to leave some of that for my more exclusive content that I provide both on YouTube. I have some tiers on YouTube and also on Discord. Links to the Discord community are in the description section of all my non-live public YouTube videos. And it might help to get to a Bitcoin chart. So I'm going to start off with, I guess I just land on Bitcoin CMEs. I had a VIP from Discord add on to many of the reasons why I think Bitcoin's going to pull back. NVIDIA is one reason. Bitcoin, a daily RSI is another reason. Again, I'm going to briefly go over all these reasons because I need to keep some content fairly exclusive. But if you just want to stare at something very obvious, CME has a gap. Big gaps like to get filled unless it's at the very, very, very beginning of a massive rally. Then oftentimes those are left behind. But this isn't the very beginning of a massive rally. This is kind of like the culmination of a 30K rally after it was already rallying. So a nice pullback to 75 or 80K to fill this gap on CMEs, somewhere around 77, 78 would make perfect sense. But let's look at what that aligns with on some of my other Bitcoin charts that are more beautiful, most likely than the other content creators that you might or might not follow. And it helps particularly newer viewers follow along. So here is my 2-year rising channel that encompasses the $15,500 low. Okay, so it's over a 2-year long channel. Got the 74K, rally back from March of 2020 this year. And Bitcoin right now is in the point of control, having blasted off from the lower line. So if Bitcoin were to make a small dip below the bottom of this channel, just as low as the last little dips, there's your CME gap. If it does a tiny dip below, there's your CME gap right there. So it's just going up to the point of control, hitting the bottom again. And that's exceptionally common on all time frames. So for example, so you can appreciate what all time frames means, is if you zoomed in on something crazy like the 1-minute chart or the 10-second chart, you're going to be able to see price do something like this and make very similar shapes in a channel. But it all behaves the same way on all time frames. The rules apply the same exact way. Nearly the same exact way. So channels just work the same way literally every time, no matter the time frame. And so I've seen, because you can use channels, rising channels or downside channels in a bearish market, because I've seen them on all time frames, I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands, I can tell you that it's exceptionally common to both go from the top, correct all the way to the bottom, and go to the top again. That happens a lot, I'm not going to lie. But it also is very common to hit the top, come down to the bottom, hit the point of control, hit the bottom one more time in order to retest the previous high. And what is that? Around the same level. So this would hit both the bottom of the channel and retest this as support for the first time. I'll show you one more thing, new viewers, since this is a public stream. Another reason why I think we're due for a pullback, perhaps after one more small push up. So when I say pullback, please understand that I am baking included in that statement is one more unaggressive rally up to somewhere around 108 to 110K. And all that would be doing is actually hitting that blue line here. I just want it to love tap it. And that would be somewhere around 108, 110. So that is included in my main idea. We're due for a pullback and all the reasons why I think we're needing a pullback. Please remember that. Because a lot of times I make these statements, oh, we're due for a pullback, but it baked in one more higher high. And then when it does that higher high, people come back, you were wrong. Like it went up first. I'm like, come on, man. Like, take it easy. So it's baked in, included in there. And I actually think that is what's going to happen. I'm kind of betting on one more small spike and then a correction. Anyway, Bitcoin dominance And my private community members, we've already been talking about this for multiple days. You might roll your eyes at this. You've already seen it, but I'll make this very quick because I know some of you are on here. Bitcoin dominance had never been above this line ever. This is the 2016-2017 bull market. This is the 2021 bull market. Here's the 64K top. Here's the 69K top. So when this Bitcoin dominance is low, that means altcoins are flying. So look, it's above the highest point it's ever been. Still, that means the altcoin bull market hasn't even begun yet. Isn't that crazy? Hasn't even started. Isn't that crazy? It's nuts. But I'm going to add a layer. So just remember that red line that Bitcoin dominance had never been above is right here. So this is just another rising channel stuck in the point of control, just dipped below. Here's a yearly level from one of my VIPs. Anyway, so it's essentially trying to bounce on this line. You see that? Let's zoom in. It's trying to bounce on this guy. But this is the daily trend of Bitcoin dominance. Look. Higher low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just call both of these 8. 8 daily higher lows. This took out in one swoop. When that happens historically, it doesn't matter if it's the price of gold, price of some stupid altcoin like Cardano. Doesn't matter if it's the price of black market testicles. Doesn't matter. If you take out a ton of daily higher lows when you had an established uptrend and you just rip through them all in once with 0 lower highs. So look, we had no lower highs here. You took them all out. You're going to get a nice aggressive lower high. That chart will zoom up into roughly that angle. This is too steep. That's not done. That is not the lower high, most likely. And if you don't believe me, watch. So let's just say this angle here. There is one point ever where it didn't get a lower high once ever. That was take a look. So lower high target here. Now let's just go take that. That's pretty aggressive. Let's go like that. So here's the only point where you didn't get a lower high. But look at all these lower highs at this angle. Look at this. Lower high at this angle. So between here and here is where this chart likes to make lower highs. So take a look at these lower highs. See how it matches? Boom, boom, boom. And so if you make a line like this used it as support at this angle. Or tried to use it as support. So this is the angle with which lower highs are made. Let's put it there, and it hasn't touched it yet. So historically, this is the angle where a lower high target would be. Somewhere, even just barely touching it is fine. And why this supports the idea of a pullback is, I'll do this briefly because I went over this last live stream. Bitcoin dominance only goes up in 2 ways, and it goes down in 1 way. The only way this chart goes down is when everything is up. That means altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. That is the only way Bitcoin dominance goes down. Bitcoin dominance does not go down when Bitcoin goes down. Why? Because when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go down faster. Therefore, Bitcoin dominance outperforms it, even though it's negative, but it's less negative, which means it's better, which means this chart goes up. This goes up in two ways. A Bitcoin doesn't have to be a crash. It could be a downturn. It could trickle down too. But a Bitcoin crash or a BTC-led rally. I think that we can cancel that out because altcoins are already outperforming Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin makes another move up, it's not going to be a Bitcoin-led rally. Altcoins are already flying. So therefore, there's only one way for this chart to go up, is a Bitcoin correction. And we are overdue for to zoom up into a lower high. And so the way that's going to happen is Bitcoin correcting. We have a gap. We have NVIDIA breaking its trend line that it's supported since October of 2022. The trend has changed on NVIDIA, which is leading the stock market. Bitcoin has been moving with the stock market, especially since October of 2023. Bitcoin went up exactly from its 15.5. Was it 15.5 low? But Bitcoin's aggressive move up began nearly exactly with the stock market the second to last week of October of 2023. Even though the NVIDIA had been going up a year before that. All right. My cat just won't stop. I guess he can hang out with us here for a little bit. As long as you don't put your claws on my skin, man, okay? Just don't make me bleed again. So that is why I am feeling a correction. Now, within my private community, I let them know what am I personally doing with my portfolio, and this is why. And I gave more details about NVIDIA and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to let you know what I'm doing with my altcoins, or to what percentage that I'm going to do these actions. But that's the type of stuff for the private community. And again, links to the Discord community are in the description section of my non-live public videos, of which I haven't been making a lot recently. And then I also share that with my YouTube tiers as well. All right. So Bitcoin. That's why I'm looking for a 25 to 30% correction. Okay. So Cardingham says, did today's pump to 102K invalidate the possible drop to the 80s? No way. I think you can go up to 108, 110, and then correct down to 75, 80. I'm actually kind of betting on that. Simply because the daily RSI got above 80, or got to 80, and typically you make 3 higher highs before you correct. And so the daily RSI hit here, and if it just corrects or just goes sideways a little bit, lets this drop, because sideways is relatively more bearish than up. So just Bitcoin going sideways, then boom, hits one, and then it hits 108, 110, and that's a lower high, and then you go down. So yeah, you shouldn't bet on that unless the daily RSI gets very close or above that white line, which is 80 RSI. So if and when Bitcoin daily RSI hits 80 or above, or just right at, I think this is like 79.5. You're almost always going, after you leave this green zone, you almost always go up into it one more time. Almost always. And you can see here, yeah, I think it one more. But just in case it's not, I mean, that's a pretty nasty rejection from both this level and this moving EMA. I think it's the 12 EMA. Or is it the SMA? Let me see. Yeah, 12 EMA. And my RSI length is 22. All right. DCF wants Glimmer and Harmony. I'm going to skip around here. Sorry. I'm going to be on public streams. I'm just going to whimsically, not necessarily whimsically, but I get to choose what I answer because I definitely can't answer everything. Glimmer and Harmony 1. All right. Just as a disclaimer, Glimmer is my largest holding. It's not 50% of my portfolio or anything, but I have more Glimmer than I have of anything else. Maybe besides silver, but I'm getting ready to sell silver and buy more Glimmer after Bitcoin pulls back. And buy more small caps on Coinbase as well. Okay, so I 20 bagged. So I bought on November 5th. I got 75% in on crypto, and I let my private community know that. This is November 5th right here. That's the 4th, whatever. I bought the bottom. On pretty much all the altcoins I bought. I bought the bottom with I got 70 to 75% in. When I bought, I immediately knew that I'm going to sell 20% at this line and slightly above. Exactly. I had this line here before this happened. So for new viewers, it might be hard to believe that, but I did. And I have a lot of paying community members on here. They know I had this line here as well. So I had a plan to sell 20% of my holdings and slightly a little bit below here. I actually had it like this, in this green triangle. And I used some of that 20% to actually buy back here on this candle. I didn't get the wick low. I bought back here. I didn't buy it all back. I bought maybe a third back. So I'm most likely 80% in and 20% out of this. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm probably 85% back in, and I'm probably 15% out. And so what I might do is, I mean, if I sold now, I'd be selling it back at roughly break even, and I'd be ready for a drop. I thought maybe it would pop up one more time. That's why I bought a little bit back. But what I did when I took profits here is I immediately made a higher low, just kind of like a target here. And I put in a bunch of limit buys like this. And all of those limit buys together equal roughly the value of the 20% that I sold. So each limit buy is just a very small amount, like 1% of the original value of my Glimmer. And that would allow for a 30 to 40% pullback on Bitcoin, which should be 50 or 60% on here. So here's 50%. Here's my line. Boom, boom. And that's what I'm doing. Like I played this perfectly, nearly perfectly so far. I will mess up once, most likely once in this bull market on my biggest holding, but that's what I got. And I actually have all my Glimmer for sale in case it did rally up and did like a freaking, in case it did like a 10x all at once. I had it all for sale up to, I don't know, like $2. I think I went up to here just in case. So I have limit sells all the way up. So literally all of my Glimmers for sale, just in case it does a nasty rally and I am able to get a higher low, which if it did a super nasty rally up to 250 and made a perfect higher low, that's like an 80% drop, maybe 70. It's between a 70 and 80% drop. It is an 80% drop. You see that? So that's why. Just in case I have it there already. And so that's the type of content that I like to provide for my paid for tiers on YouTube and also for my Discord community. Okay. So that's a little bit of backstory of Glimmer. And yes, I do have it posted on my Discord the day I told my whole community that I went 70% and it was November 5th. So I actually did. It was just fairly lucky timing, but I had been planning this quite for some time. And I missed the $15,500 low on Bitcoin. Even though I called a 16.4 low, when Bitcoin is 50K, I called a 16.4 as the bottom, but then once it got there, I got even more bearish and I messed it up. So this was more of a redemption play, me hitting this perfectly. I totally screwed up the 15,500 low. I messed it up. I should have stuck to my plans. I called 16.4 and I reneged on it like an idiot. Bummer. But I got redemption. I bought the low on altcoins and I'm rocking and rolling now. So, and since then my account's roughly 2x'd in total, because I didn't just, if I had all Glimmer, it would have been a 3x. But I Glimmer 3x. But all right. So what were you looking at? Yeah, I mean that's Glimmer. I can see this. Yeah, I would keep a 45-degree angle here on my chart. Just realize Glimmer could easily pull back because that is still bullish. So yes, it would be bullish to pull back 50%, as weird as that sounds, but it is true, because higher lows often happen at the exact same freaking angles all the time, and so do lower highs. So check this out. Higher lows like that. See this? 0.1, hit that exactly. So do that again. Boom. There you go. Same angle. For some reason, assets love to make lower highs at nearly the exact same angles and higher lows at the nearly the exact same angles, just looking left on the chart. There's a little magic trick for you. You're welcome, new viewers. And so the reason why that's so awesome is to know that is not necessarily, it doesn't mean it's going to hit. It just means oh shit, if I were to buy now, it would be bullish for it to pull back 35% and me to be 35% down, and it's bullish. So I need to be careful buying right now, for example. Okay. It's like a benchmark. I don't see Glimmer necessarily poking above. If it does, I already have another 10 bag to sell between that point and that point, which is roughly 62 and 72 cents. So I have another 10% of my original amount that I bought here up for sale between 62 and 72. And again, I want to be very honest with you because this is my biggest holdings, and I don't want y'all to think I'm dumping on you. Well, I can't. I don't think I can have enough to move this. I don't think I can dump on you. But I just, if this is my biggest holding, I need to be very transparent that I have a lot and where I'm going to sell. So, and if you copy what I'm doing or front run me, that's up to you. Because I don't think anybody who's watching is going to put like $250,000 in this and move it. So I think you would probably have to have $250,000 of this to change the market. Okay. And I'm not slinging six figures in a single altcoin. Even though I have multiple VIPs on Discord who are. Whew. Ooh. And two of them had six figures and way too small of a market cap coin, and they can't sell because they have too much of it. Oh, man. Okay, Harmony 1. Yeah, I have multiple community members slinging six figures in single cryptos. Whew. I don't know if I would put that much risk in the market. Unless I had deep seven figures, and then six figures is not that big of a deal. But I don't have eight figures to work with. Harmony 1, 8 figures being 10 million through 99 million. Come on, brain cells, activate. Should be here. There it is. Ooh, so this is what Kaspa, where is it? Is Cody on here? Cody, this is what Kaspa has permission to do. But see what it did first? Boom, 45-degree angle. Watch, let me copy that or cut it. Go to Kaspa, same yellow triangle, same thing. It went out of its, for the first time, its macro channel. Watch. This is what I was talking about, man. Come on, Casper, where'd you go? Boom. Same thing. Fell out of its macro channel for the first time ever, which means it's in a yellow triangle for me on my channel. Boom. Oh, no, it's actually already there. That's an aggressive, yeah. Well, it does have permission. So what I was telling Cody, who's all about Caspa, is I think this needs to come touch this because it's the first time falling out. But I'm a little scared that it might do like a 20% correction into a higher low and then do it. But it needs to touch this line. Like it quote unquote has to, unless Bitcoin, I mean, even if Bitcoin corrects, this will come down and it will scream up to that line. That's just what happens literally 100% of every time that I've ever seen a well-established channel, which in this case, that's all of price history. Once it falls out for the first time, it always does it. I've never seen it not happen once. So going back to Harmony 1, that's exactly what it did. I haven't seen Harmony 1 for a while, but that is what Caspa should do shortly. And I think Cody, one of my top tier members, he said, I have the feeling that Caspa's getting ready to fly. And I said, yeah, it should fly at some point in the near future because it needs to touch the bottom of that. And it has to. Like, it's just what happens. And I need to start extending my lines here. Okay. Okay. It's not too rare that, let me think. I was going to say, sometimes you'll see it go all the way up to the point of control, but I don't think it's going to do that off the low and go straight for its high. I don't think it's got the possibility to do that. So what I think it's going to try to do here is it's going to try to give a punch up into this area with that wick here. I think it's going to want to try to punch here and give it one attack. So I think it has a chance to continue its rally as long as Bitcoin doesn't correct up to 10 to 11 cents is possible. But if it does that before Bitcoin corrects, I would be an exceptionally confident seller, personally, of half of my bag. I would be very confident seller there. Usually in a bull market, I don't like to do much more than a 25 to 30 bag. But in this case, because of that look left obstacle, this is essentially the base of the highest price action. It's going to be tough. So, yeah, if it screams up now, but just a heads up, if it forms nice higher lows and then gets there, I would not be a confident seller. Why? Because you establish support, you're going to go above it and try to land on it. But from this point in the yellow triangle, if it goes straight there without many pullbacks, I would be an exceptionally confident seller. Because the chance that I can sell there and buy back significantly lower in the near future is so ridiculously high percentage chance. That is why I would be a confident seller. All right. That's Harmony 1. But what I think is a little bit more likely is I think this might want to put a little bit more sideways in. Even if Bitcoin goes sideways, I think this is going to come down, hit, nice higher low angle, just like I just showed you. But it's also hitting this line at the exact same time. See how they meet up? So it's going to have double support. I'm telling you, even though you can't see it, like higher low targets are invisible support. And yeah, it's real. Because algorithms can see it. So I think this is a pretty good target, but I think it might take a sweet time to get down there. Well, I don't know. That would be till late January. I think this could correct for a month and a half. If it goes up to hit this target first, then I think you could have a pullback until April. because you need a higher low. Ugh. Let me see. So this back here was a higher low and it zoomed up and it just broke all rules. This is an equal low. This is a triple bottom. I don't think it has permission to go above 10 cents. I don't think it can do this. It needs to put in a higher low, then it can do it. Yeah. I'm looking for a higher low here, potentially a higher low after 10, 11 cents. That's Harmony 1. And if it does it now, that pullback target would be somewhere close to 2.3 to 1.6. That's your higher low target, 2.3 to 1.6. All right, I think I had a super chat. I'm going to address that. Or no, I got Harrison. I don't know how you made that big question, but all right, you've been a member for 2 years, so that's better than a super chat. VAI and AIT protocol, which can give better ROI? Okay. So when I get these types of questions, I like to first look at market cap before I let my brain see the charts. Because if they are both postured the same way, then the one with the smallest market cap easily, well, I wouldn't say easily, has an exceptionally high probability of giving better ROI if they're postured nearly the exact same. All right. It gets tricky when one is bigger than the other, but the posturings are different, and the smaller cap one, which technically should get better ROI, is positioned worse. It gets a little tricky to make guesses, so let's go look at market cap first, because smaller market caps will automatically give more return on average than larger caps. That's why XRP cannot make you a millionaire if you put 10K in it right now. It's not going to happen. Cardano will not make you a millionaire with 10K in it. It's not going to happen. Maybe with like closer to 100K, because I think Cardano can 10x from current price, but I think you'd have to be slinging six figures in it. Okay, so VAI is just under 40 million, and AIT protocol is right at 30. So they're almost the same. So I would just call that a wash. Next thing I'm going to look at is, has either of them already had a bull market? So the easiest way to do that for new viewers is on CoinMarketCap. You click all. So can you see where my cursor is? Oh, I should totally have this on dark mode. I don't like white screens. I'm sorry. But anyway, so look, this is 7 days price history. This is a month. Go to all. Just look. Look over the date. It's January 2024, has not seen a bull market. If it's already seen a bull market, that would be worse, because historically the coins, every bull market with zero exception, the coins that make the most ROI have never seen a bull market ever. In other words, every bull market, the coins that gave the best returns were born in the bear market. No exceptions. No exceptions. Maybe, 2013 bull run, Bitcoin beat everything, right? So I guess technically there's one exception, but that was a different place. Okay. Now let's look at the charts. Came out in January. I need a chart that goes down to January. So this is now invalid. I'll go ahead and get rid of that. So this tried to go up and hit that. You see how it fell out for the first time, and it just barely came up short. How short was it? It was 6% short of hitting. But that's what I'm talking about. It needs to at least come up and use it as resistance before falling down, so I can get rid of this channel. This could end up being your bull market target right here. Actually, hold on. So see this? See how this channel is? I think that could be your bull market target. So let's just go to let's assume it's going to be a 4-year cycle. And if that is hit, for example, that would be about $9. That's almost 100x, isn't it? So that's a very aggressive target. Yeah, that's close to 100x. It could happen. I think that's unlikely. That would be the most I could see it going is $9 to $10. And that would put it at a $3 billion market cap, roughly, which isn't very big. $3 billion at the end of a bull market is going to be bottom of page 2. So the question is, can a VAI go from page 9 of coin? See this? It's number 800. It's on the 9th page of coin market cap. If it hits 3 billion, it's going to be close. So look at the bottom of page 1 right now. Market caps matter, everybody. I'm telling you, it's already 1.2. So the 100th biggest coin is 1.2 billion already. But at the end of the bull market, it's going to be much, much bigger. It'll probably be like 8 times bigger. The bottom of page coin market cap will probably be between 8 and 12 billion. The bottom of page 2 will probably be close to 1 to 3 billion. So can VAI bring to the table enough to get people interested in it more than 600 other cryptos? This has to pass 600 other cryptos. If it does, that would be your 100x. It's going to be pretty challenging to do that. Very unlikely, but it could happen. So this seems to be the master angle of the chart here. So my 2 other more realistic targets are about 275 and $5 from current price. 45x, that seems more reasonable. All right, so I got about a 45 to 50x on VAI AIT, and that's assuming there's a 4-year cycle. Might not be true. That's assuming. And that assumption could be wrong. Please know this. Please know this. I cannot say that enough. This might be the first year ever where we don't have a 4-year cycle. So if we get a 4-year cycle, I'll mark it off with a vertical line. If it hits the top of the channel, which might not be aggressive enough, sometimes that's actually very unaggressive. A lot of parabolic moves go well above an established channel like this, and then come down to the point of control, make a lower high at this top, and then that's the bear market. That's a very, very common thing to do. So this might not be aggressive enough. If it's way under 45x, that's why. It's not a big deal. It's a 30x. So I mean, a failure pattern above here is what? A 45x. I mean, so I think they are about equal. That could be a 60x. I'm getting the gut feeling that this one's going to have better ROI. I like AIT by a small margin. I think it's got a slightly better chance to have a better ROI. I think they're both going to be close to a 50x if we have a 4-year cycle. But I think AIT will want to do a failure. Yeah, I think it's going to do exactly what I drew. I think it has a better chance to do that. So I'm going to go with AIT, but barely. In terms of my level of confidence, I'm not super confident with that statement. I will cover Cardano. Cardano blew through my upper target, by the way. It did. I was wrong about Cardano. It outperformed my higher target where I thought it needed to pull back. It just went one target higher, but yeah, it overshot what I thought. So what I thought it could do, had permission to do. So it skipped 1, 2, went to the third. Well, it went to the third origin line, which actually isn't crazy. I really thought it was going to get rejected here or go at failure. Or I thought it was going to do something like this. I thought it was going to go above, go back under, correct into a higher, and then try it again. So it went it went to the third origin line, which is a very aggressive move. Andrew, I'll get your super chat here in a second. Next. I don't know. It really looks like it wants to come after this area. I could see it doing another one and then pulling back to this angle. See, this low, boom. And then correct till April. And that would be a big, that's probably 85%. Nope, it's only 70. Oh, I was way off there. Wow, I'm usually a better guess than that. It's actually only 65. That's the farthest off I've been in maybe a year. Wow, I'm surprised that, interesting. Am I zoomed in weird? Looks like it would have been, wait, maybe I'm thinking it's a bigger run than I thought. That's a 5x. Okay, so usually if you 5x, then hit a higher low target, a 45-degree angle, it's between 50 and 60%. So I guess I should have measured up first. If you do a 10x and then hit a perfect higher low target, it's 75 to 82%. So I just thought this was a bigger run than what it actually is, which is why my brain was off there. So I think I can get rid of these. So watch out if you buy here. All right, if you were to chase this move and buy here, assuming it's going to get a little bit, what is the reward? I think it has to correct after 75% more upside, but because you don't have a single higher low yet. You have not established a higher low. This is not a higher low because it hasn't turned around yet. It could just still be falling. If this is its local top, it's going to hit roughly this angle here. So we're in a bull market, maybe slightly more aggressive. Maybe like that. But it needs to hit there. If this is the local top, which honestly, I think it's going to tap one more. But if you were to buy here and it corrected into a bullish move, you're going to be down 40%. And it's still bullish and you're down 40%. How bad would you feel if you bought something, then it pulled back bullishly and you're down almost half? That means you screwed up your purchase. So watch out. Don't chase this. I'm going to guess if Bitcoin pops up to my top target of the top of its point of control of its 2-year rising channel, which at this point would be between 108 and 110K before a correction, which I'm kind of favoring that before a correction. But I think this is going to hit almost exactly here, like literally where that crosses on that day, the day before Christmas, it looks like. It really looks like it wants to hit two. You have two important lines crossing right there. I just really like this as a pullback target. If it doesn't go tap $2.50 first, I think it needs to hit $1.10. And then it could go up. And that's the bare minimum. And that's not even a 45-degree angle. That would be an aggressive higher low, then pop up, and then do sideways, and then hit that same target by not pulling back very much, and then working at it and going like that. All right. So that's what I see for Cardano. Hey, Tim, Tom. Thoughts on AXL? I and O right next to each other on a keyboard. I get typed Tom a lot because of that. My dad's name was Tom. AXL. Okay, so since I know nothing about AXL, I want to check it out on CoinMarketCap first, just to see what type of market cap it has. So it's in the top 200. Ooh, there are 2 AXLs. This one probably is not the one. These ones are dead, it looks like. So I will go after this one. Very likely what you're talking about. No, you're fine, Andrew. Andrew, you might want to confirm that this is the one you're talking about. I'm 90% sure, but I could be wrong. All right, so you have a good circulating supply versus total supply. So when circulating and total supply are close to the same, that is good. Very good for new. Oh, can't see. Dirt to dirt. When your circulating supply is very close to your total supply, that is excellent. That means the project is not going to. It has less of an opportunity to dump on you. Period. Even if it has VCs, it just has less chance. Why? Because the coins are already circulating. They don't have very many to dump on you. That's literally what it means. So they're not being held by early investors outside of circulation. So I like the tokenomics so far. I mean, it's almost perfect. There are a few coins where all coins are circulating, but you don't need it that to that degree. So the tokenomics are very nice on this. Has it had a bull market yet? It has not. So I do like that. And it already had a nice rally. Oh, wow. Okay. I actually kind of like what I'm seeing already. I kind of like the coins that already had a rally, but gave it all up, and haven't had a bull market. I like those a lot. They tend to perform pretty well because they've pierced through upper targets already. And the second time it likes to slice through a little easier. So I actually am kind of digging this already. But remember, since it's a bigger market cap, you're not going to 100x. Like, from current price, you're looking for more like 20 to 50x at the most, all right? When you're on page 2, your ROI is naturally going to be lower. For example, Bitcoin is the top of page 1. It's not going to 50x from current price, right? It's not going to hit 5 million, which is a 50x, I believe. It's not going to happen. Why? Because the market cap's too big. So this is not going to, very likely not going to 100x. It doesn't have a chance to. Okay. So there is more price history on a different chart. Let me go to maybe MEXC or something. Did it start off on Coinbase? Holy shit. It did. Wow. And this is a black hole play. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. I actually really like this. I like this shape. I like it when assets came out at the very top of a bull run, which means it was born in a bear market. Because why? Because almost all of them make this shape and sometimes do a 2 to 3x on top and then fail it and then go down for a bear market. That's just what almost all of them do. I'm telling you, if your asset was born at the last top, literally born right when the bear market started, and you're seeing it near its lows, I mean, it's usually a good thing, I'm telling you. At least the last 2 bull markets it was. Almost every single asset did that. Literally. Don't believe me? My best play of last bull market was almost exactly, and I posted it like publicly and everything with my buys and sells. Like, it hit 36x before I sold, but I sold later. No. From where I bought and sold, it was 36x. It was my best one play, and it was the exact same thing. And I'll show you the coin. I would not be interested in this coin again, this bull market, right? Because it's already had a bull market. It's not going to happen again. But right here. Look. Ah. All right, roughly like that. What was it, AXE? What was it? AXL. Wait, what the hell? Did I do the wrong one, dude? Maybe I was on the wrong freaking run. Hold on. AXL. Maybe I was on the wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm being retarded. AXL. I was on Axie Infinity. I apologize. That was okay. I must have messed up. I apologize. AXL came out in 2022. Yeah, I accidentally hit the wrong chart. I apologize. Anyway, but that's still a valid note, though. If you see something that came out in the bear market, it's almost always going to hit that point or a 2 to 3x on top and then go. For example, even though that doesn't apply to your question, Super Chat, I'm sorry, but this is still very valuable information. And I hit a 36x on this bad boy, just making that exact play. Born in a bear market, near the top. Actually, not even near the top, just in a bear market. Came up, and it did roughly a 2x on top of here. And it essentially does a failure rejection pattern, something like that. And it's over. And then the bear market started for this. You see that? All right. But I do apologize. I ended up going to the wrong chart, but I'm telling you that's still pretty valuable information if you're hunting for altcoins to consider. Okay, it's just a beautiful shape. Just hunting for coins that were born in a bear market that are still kind of in their swoop low, and the chart essentially looks like this, or maybe even like that. Like that's pretty good. It's like if you're looking for really high ROI, that's what you're looking for. Okay. Okay. Or the highest ROI potential. That is the shape that gives the highest ROI potential as long as it was born in a bear market and close to the top. All right. So let's go to the one you wanted. Yeah, I like that. That looks like it was a big, that could be 50x. I don't even know. Nope. It's only about that's at 8.5x. With like a 90% correction, 85, okay. It's already coming back up to challenge this. So you see how this area would be a lot of resistance. See that? See how it gets resistance here, resistance here, resistance here? But it's already pierced through it. So the second time going above it, it has a better chance of going above it again, using it as support, and then trying it again. It's much, much, much more probable to be used as support and slicing through on the upside. But Bitcoin is kind of due for a correction, so it would be pretty natural here for this to kind of play around, come back down, maybe wick below, jump back on top, and then go. I kind of like that shape right there. So if all that were to happen with a Bitcoin correction, I need to move this over. Like this would all happen a little faster. From current price, that would be a 33% correction, which sounds about right. If Bitcoin pulls back 25, AXL being on the top, it's page 2 of coin market cap would correct just a little bit more than Bitcoin, and that's a pretty good target. So bull market targets, if you want. I mean, I like this angle here. Yep, I think this is the master slope of the chart. And again, it takes a lot of practice to be able to do what I just did, to eyeball this stuff that fast. I don't know if that's actually it, though. Just give me a second. That is it. And all I'm doing is looking for equidistance at this point, and then it just magically aligns. Like all I did here, I did not try to line it up with that support. I'm just going for equal distance here, equal distance here, equal distance here, and I'm telling you, it magically freaking aligns with it just does. It just works. It just does. See that? Equal distance, get all those tops. I don't know why it works. I don't know why crypto does this. I think it has something to do with fibs or something. Like I might just be accidentally creating like Fibonacci extensions. I don't know why this works, but I'm really good at spotting it quickly because I've been doing this since 2017, and that's just how crypto moves. I can't explain it. Okay. Oh shit! It's 10 o'clock. I gotta wake up at 4:30. Damn it. I don't know. I don't know what. It could hit that top one. So that's the 4-year cycle area. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good target. So this would be, if we have a 4-year cycle, that's roughly November of 2025. And if it were to hit the same top line, boom, somewhere between $25 and $30 would be my target. And that would be, like I said, you're not going to get a 50. Like 50x is pretty much out of play. You're looking for like 20 to 50 max. This is right in the middle, 28. There you go. Based on the market cap, this is a perfect bull market target. Boom. See how that all aligned from what I started with and how I made the master slope, and it aligned exactly. I don't know. I don't know. It takes a lot of practice to do what I just did for new viewers, but that's why I have members in the private community who pay me. Okay. How low can Neon go if BTC corrects? In mind. Okay. How low can Neon go? Neon and mind. Okay, if BTC corrects. And I quit caffeine yesterday. I have a bad headache. And for some reason, I've just been unbelievably thirsty all day. I've already drunk over a gallon of water today, I do believe. And I am putting Himalayan salt, so I'm not sodium deficient, dehydrated, but I just can't make it stop. It's so annoying. This will be the second time I've quit caffeine. I'm convinced it's flaring up anxiety in me, just having a stimulant. And then, all right. This line here, that's where it would go. I can already tell. So I bet it magically aligns. You know, well, I don't know if I'd make that bet. It might not be exactly it. But if Bitcoin from, let's see here, from current price, yeah, so it's at 100K down to 75K to fill that gap for a 70, yeah, 70, back to correct to 75K. That's 25% from current price for Bitcoin. But Neon being a small cap alt would correct significantly more than that, probably close to 40. So let's just draw a nice pullback target. Let's see if that's close to 40. See if it makes sense from current price. 45%. There you go. It's going to hit that line. Yep, and it matches up with a look left horizontal. Bam. This isn't really in the position to V-shape. It'll probably want to round this out, make it look like this on average, then get back up and then try it. It'd probably take till February to take out that high if we end of middle. Yeah, it'll probably take till February. It doesn't have to be the middle or end, but somewhere in February is when it could take out that high again if we get a correction. Yeah, this isn't postured to V-shape. Some altcoins are, though. So what was that price? Somewhere between 25 and 30 cents. All right, that's Neon. And then you had what? Mind? Oh. Ooh, that's a nice shape. This can't be all of price history. I know I've looked at, unless it rebranded. Oh, I think it did. Morpheus wasn't. I could have sworn there was another Morpheus. Ah. Yeah, I was thinking of this one. I think I followed this in 2021 in that bull market. Yeah, so it's already had a bull market, so I'm zero interested in it, right? I only get into altcoins that have had no bull market because every single bull market, the best performers on an ROI basis were born in a bear market, period. No exceptions, and it's not even close. All right, so I'm not interested in this one. Morpheus. But that's the wrong Morpheus. Shit. It's this one. So this is a very micro cap, so it probably trades on exchanges that aren't that great. KuCoin is not American friendly. MEXC, you just need a VPN, I believe, and you're good to go. I don't think you have to do all the KYC, but I do believe Americans have to have a, just put your VPN to Mexico, whatever. For example, you could. I'm not actually telling you to do that, but if you were forced to at gunpoint, go use MEXC, that's what you would have to do, I think. So it's going to be hard to trade this. It's, but the only good thing about this is, even though it's not super good, it doesn't trade on big places, is it could potentially get a pump, just a natural pump. And then after that pump, other exchanges want to list it, and then it gets like a double and triple pump. It's possible. I wouldn't count on it, but that's the only potential positive thing about trading on kind of crappy exchanges. Wow. What the fuck? I don't know, man. What the hell is this? Why did it drop like that? It looks like they came out and they printed a bunch of tokens and they dumped them on the market all at once. I don't like this at all. Is this the right thing? I've already looked at this. Wow. Came out in a bear market, which is good. It does technically have this shape. It's already had a nice rally. Had a 5x rally. 400% is 5x because 100% is 2x. I don't like it that it didn't accelerate above that line. That's not good. You should have accelerated on that pump there. It tried. It should have gone up there. I don't like that it didn't go up there. I don't know what's going on with this. I think this might take its sweet ass time and essentially follow this and essentially go on both sides of that U shape. So I would probably, on my chart, just give myself a visual guide. Like I would bring it out to like late March and then just go boom. I would expect price to bounce on, just play on both sides of this line until you challenge 008 area. And then you could start to get more aggressive, maybe with a cup handle pullback and then go and end the bull market here where you started. And if that, yeah, it actually looks like it could happen. Let's measure to see if it's even feasible. Oh no, it'd easily do that. What? Okay, they could do that in like 2 months. What am I talking about? That's only that's less than a 10x. Huh. This one's tough. It's not moving like a small cap. This is really weird. This is moving as if it were 100 times larger than what it is. I could honestly see this doing something like this. I could see it getting pulled back with Bitcoin and then just going boom, 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 bam. Like it could pop out of nowhere. A lot of these micro caps are sleeper coins where just you can't, it's not a tradable setup. It just pops without you even knowing. But this concerns me. It should have pumped there. I don't know. I can't read this chart very well. I apologize. It's not moving the way it should. I think there's something wrong. To be honest with you, there's something wrong that I don't like. I would go back in. So if I had time, which I don't, but if I were interested in this coin, I would go onto their website and look at their white paper to look at their tokenomics. I bet you they printed a lot of tokens. Which, as long as they're done printing it, that's technically kind of okay. Like Glimmer. Glimmer, the only reason why it went down like 99% like it did is because they printed a lot of tokens, but they're done doing it. And that's my biggest holding. And it's a black hole play that I think big YouTubers will talk about only after it pumps, and I bet it'll get a double or triple pump. But I would, before I got serious about a coin like this, I would go see if they printed a lot of tokens first. And if they didn't, then I would be concerned. If they did, I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, I'm just going to play this as normal. As long as they're done printing. All right, I'm going to answer Andrew's second super chat, and I'll probably jump out of here because I'm going to have to be awake in now about 6 hours. Or awake. I need to fall asleep, then wake back up all within 6 hours, 6.5 hours. METIS fit that born. So does METIS fit the born in a bear market idea? Okay, well, so the way I do this is I go to CoinMarketCap, METIS, boom, it's number 250, so it's on page 3 of CoinMarketCap, and all I do is go to CoinMarket and I click all. So go back. This was born in, it was after the 64K top. So this rallied after the 69K top. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, I would call that a black hole play. That's fine. The 64K was the actual top. 69 was a false top. I don't count that as a top. There it is. Well, that's actually not all price history. This is on Coinbase? Nice. Where did it start? Oh, it started on Gate? It did start on Gate. Interesting. Yeah, so the 64K top happened in May, like in late April, about here. So this was born technically in a bear market. Yeah, this is a black hole play. This is fine. This is actually a really strong chart. It didn't go down very much. I bet from here to here, I bet that's like 92% or less. Nope, it is more. It's 97. I was wrong. That looks like it's not that far down. Wow. This is actually a really good chart. Look at that. Look at the month. I think the monthly is the right thing to look at. So therefore, I think you should throw on like your monthly EMAs, the 10 and 21 at least. Like that. Yep, it's still positive. So it's 10 and 21 are bullishly postured. The 10 EMA is above the 21 EMA on the monthly, which is fine. So let's go back to price. And it has come back down to test the 10 and 21 EMA after closing well above. This is very well postured. This is actually looking really good. I like this. Yeah, I think this has a pretty bright bull run posture. This could do pretty well. And so if it can do pretty well and it's number 250, I think this could crack, with its posture, it could crack the top 100. I think this has a strong chance to pass 150 cryptos and perform better than the 150 crypto, or 150 of 250 cryptos that are bigger than it. I think this looks really good because you're going to have you got a monthly higher low. You're getting ready to make a monthly higher high. That's then a monthly uptrend. At the same time, you're doing a blue sky breakout. Oh yeah, this is set up pretty well to have a good bull market. On an ROI basis, just because of the market cap, this is going to be at the most like a 30 to 50x. So whatever targets you think you have, if it's more than a 50x, you're going to be wrong with a very high likelihood. All right? Just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not going to 50x and hit 5 million. The market cap is too big. Page 3 is where you might have one or two that do more than 50x, but there are 100 on page 3. So you have maybe a 1 or 2% chance of this doing a 50x, if that makes sense. But smaller caps, you have, as long as there is a 4-year cycle, you technically have a probability of doing a 50x, as crazy as that sounds. But it is not guaranteed we have a 4-year cycle. But under the conditions we do have a 4-year cycle, well-postured altcoins with a 50 million market cap, it could be probable to do a 50x, as weird as that sounds. Okay. But under that one condition, that might not be true. I'm making a very strong and loose assumption. I like this. I like this a lot. I might consider this for a low leverage play, like a 2x or a 3x. Yeah, it really looks like it wants to start challenging this area and do a blue sky breakout and essentially make a monthly rising channel like this. Again, what I'm doing takes a lot of practice, so just if you're saying, oh, how the fuck is he doing this? Because I've been doing it for 5 years. All right, so above, when it gets above this line, that's when it could go above the channel. And any time, so if you're into METIS, if you draw what I just drew, if it goes above this top channel, that is where you become a very confident seller. Could even be a 2x above. Like it could be 100% above. Yeah, or even 300%. It could be up to 4x above. But the higher above this line it gets, the more confident one would be a seller. Because you have literally, it's not a 100% chance, but if you have an established channel and price goes way above it, you have way over 50% chance that it hits the middle of the chart. It just happens, or lower. And so I bet that's like a 70% correction. Look, that says 88%. So if it were to go over this channel, as it does a blue sky breakout, I would say somewhere between a 50% above that line and maybe like 300% above that line, one could technically just put a bunch of limit sells automatically to sell like half of your bag or more. Just put a bunch of limit before it all gets there and just sit back and wait for it all to hit and then buy back once it hits the middle. This is a very easy play. And that, honestly, I bet that's what happens. And that would be near the end of the bull market. So it actually happened to happen a little earlier. It would have to happen like up here and then come down and then do... so this actually has a chance to do a double top. So you go above, get too hot, you pull back, and then the 4-year cycle's over, and then you're kind of done. So this has a chance to do... Oh, no. Yeah. Like this. Boom. Nope, you have time to do one more high. Yep, you have one. It actually looks like it might double top if it does it. Now let me measure. It might not be high enough. Yeah, see that? 25. So see how I started off with the market cap. I know how throttled it needs to be. Then I do my chart. And then after I'm done charting, I make sure, does it align with what I said first? And if it does, then I know that what I said is probably going to be close to what happens. And I think I just did it 3 times in a row for you all. And again, what I'm doing on this stream for new viewers, it takes a lot of practice. Don't think you're going to be able to do what I'm doing. I'm like a chart ninja, all right? Like, it's very difficult. And the way that I'm good doing this stuff is because I've done it so long, but I've been wrong so many times. And then I figure out, I get mad. Like, what did I do wrong? Because the market's always right. Like, I am wrong. It's not the market. And after trying to figure stuff out, like even drawing channels wrong, like I'm confident this channel's working and I'm making plays and I lose money. I'm like, it didn't work. Why? You know, and I just over like 7 years of doing this, trial and error over and over and over, a lot of practice, a lot of times being wrong and figuring out why I was wrong and how to not be wrong like that in the future. That's how I'm able to essentially ninja this bitch. So, and again, if you like what you saw here, feel free to check out the, damn it, Harrison, I wanted to go to sleep, man. But But feel free to check out the Discord community. Links to that are in my normal YouTube videos that are not a live. And then also on those videos that are not live, there is a join button below if you want to check out the YouTube tiers if Discord is not your cup of tea. All right. All right, so dual, lay, and TARS. So can they 100x? You just look at the market cap. If they're under 80 million, then yeah, they can. So its market cap is 15 million, easily could 100x. It would not have too much of a problem doing that. Lay. So if this 100x, that would be a 4 billion. Like that to go. I mean, that's a little bit more difficult. It's less likely. Once you get to the billions, it's harder to push through those market caps. So it's a lot less likely, but it is possible. And then TARS to $15. I'll look at market cap first. That's already $1 billion. Oh, $15 will be easy, dude. What are you talking about? TARS to $15. I mean, it might pull back first, but $15 is not a bull market target for TARS. Oh, shit. Wait, what is this? That's not right. Wait, what? I don't understand. Oh, it's this one. TARS AI. So sorry. Okay, so it's at 1/3 of $1 billion market cap. It has not seen a... Wow, this is a really nice... This is strong. This is a lot stronger than I would have imagined. Why am I not finding this? Oh, it's TAI. Okay, I see it. This is it. $15. No. It's already at one. Isn't this $1 billion? Oh, no. So $15 would be what? Here's the 4-year cycle. If we have a 4-year cycle, if it simply hit that target, ooh, 12. Maybe. I guess that's not unreasonable. From current price, that's a 30x. Or less. It's less than a 30x. $15 is only a 32x. Yeah, I guess that could happen. Yep. It is on page 3 of CoinMarketCap. And you're looking essentially for a 20x from current prices, from current posturings. So the shelf life of what I'm saying is not very long because cryptos are going up. But yeah, I think your target's right. My gut feeling was wrong. I was thinking you're being too aggressive, but yeah, that actually does align pretty well. All right, cool. Well, I gotta get out of here. I have to be awake, ready for my day job in 6 hours, almost exactly. So until the next time, we'll see you later. You just got Timified Worldwide. Peace. Crow, you're a member? Come on, Crow. Come on, Crow. I want to go to sleep. That's not a very good monthly candle, but everything else looks fine. Yeah, so you need to connect these highs here, and this is the point. So then you do like a look left type of horizontals, and a lot of times that's where it likes to pull down to, where the look left horizontal crosses with this slope line after you go above it. So technically, from current price, if Bitcoin were to go down, like that. Ooh, that might not be far enough. So if Bitcoin were to go down 75K, it's going to go slightly. So this could V-shape. This coin actually could V-shape because Bitcoin, if it does hit a 25% correction, it's going to go below both this horizontal and this line, and then it's going to go boom. So the farther below that line this goes, in a Bitcoin pullback, the more confident you're trying to get into it, essentially, because you have an exceptionally high chance of getting a V-shaped correction once Bitcoin is done going down. Like, yeah, it has a very strong chance. And I think I made mention of chances of V-shaped correction earlier. Like, this coin doesn't have a chance. This is actually a very good setup. This is positioned very nicely for a pullback, for Bitcoin to pull it down by the ears, scream on the way down, and then it goes, suckers, and it just V-shapes right back up. Yeah, this is actually... I'm actually glad you had me look at this because I didn't realize this, but because this is not low enough for a Bitcoin pulling back, it will go below, it'll go boom, it probably land and then go like that. If we get a correction here shortly, within the next 45 days. Yeah, this is set up nicely. What this might be doing is this. What you might try to draw on your chart is this right here. Don't know why I haven't done this yet. Because I am playing this coin with a very small amount. And so if this were to chase its all-time high quickly, guess what? What happens when it goes above a well-established channel? You become a confident seller. And at an all-time high, like this is set up very nicely. It's set up nicely for a rip up because you can confidently sell near the all-time highs because channel rules just work. I mean, you don't think, you just follow rules. Wow, yeah. And if we get a dump first, it's also set up nicely. This is actually set up very nicely. I'm not going to lie. For anything that happens that's aggressive down or aggressive up, you are in a position of being confident with your play. That is good. Actually, I might play this one a little harder than what I was thinking. I think the chart's very easy to read, and I like to position myself a little heavier in tokens where I know I can be a confident seller. Yeah, I might double my position on this, actually, on this next pullback. So thanks for making me stay later. All right, hey, we'll see y'all. Peace. Have a good night.